So as we stand here today, right here at the Maritime Center, and you look across Port Canaveral, the changes that have happened here over the last, say, 10 to 15 years have been, in my opinion, catastrophic for the local economy, for the local person. This used to be the people's port. This used to be a place where you could take your kid and sit them on a seawall, and they could fish off the seawall and catch dinner. And now they've just about closed down all public access to this place, including the boat ramp that used to be located next to grills, turned it into a cruise terminal destination. And their plans are to continue to do that all the way through the port, removing small business. I'm a small business owner. I own a business up in Titusville. And for me to sit back and watch what's happening here, all for the almighty dollar, for pure greed, in my opinion, scares me of what's to come for Titusville. You know, we're a small town, same way that Port Canaveral was, or Cape Canaveral was years ago, and they're talking about all this infrastructure that's going to run through Titusville, it's going to run through MIMS, you know, we're going to bring rail cars in from all over the place. And inside in a meeting just now, they even just said that they can't guarantee that what's coming in is safe.
Can you tell me what percentage of your containers will be inspected when they come into this country?
What is connected? That's
no, inspected. Inspected. Here you've got all this stuff right next to a cruise ship. What if it has nuclear waste in it? What if it has a giant bomb?
Customs and Border Patrol is on site.
Right, but what percentage is being inspected? There's only 2% being inspected from the West Coast.
I'll let Jim answer that. So I can't give you that answer.
Hey, if you could, you got retired Coast Guard. I did it for 23 years. Right. I inspected containers many a times. Here's the issue. Once the container's in the United States, people, it's too late.
The guy just said that. So not only have we taken away the public's right to use this area here, which is what it always was for the longest time, now we've also put our own people in jeopardy of a possible contamination from something coming off of a rail track. What hasn't really gotten across to a lot of folks that really hits home for me and for guys like Captain Alex Gorichki, Stephen Lester from Wild Florida Outdoors, and some of these other guys, is the fact that they want to build a bridge that goes over the no motor zone. This is a National Wildlife Sanctuary, a National Manatee Sanctuary, where no motorized vessels are allowed to go. So that is the last standing stronghold that we have of a healthy lagoon system. Drive up and down the river in a boat, you're not going to find seagrass. Go up in the north end of the no motor zone, it's full of seagrass, and there's a reason for it. No human interaction, no outside influence human interaction. You choke down the natural wind flow in the river because we don't have tide. You choke that down to where that water can't flush. It's going to be just like everywhere else. It'll be just like Cocoa Beach. It'll be just like Melbourne. It'll be just like down towards Sebastian, where everything is sand and dirt. And what are we going to have left? I mean, you know, manatees are great and all. That's part of why that's protected the way it is. But when there's no seagrass left, what's the manatee to do? They're talking, you know, inside they talked a little bit about the scrub jays, the gopher tortoises, the bald eagles, and this kind of thing. They never once mentioned a manatee. Not one time did they ever mention the word manatee. I mean, I don't know. If I run a boat in a manatee zone, I bet you I'll get a ticket. If I pet a manatee on the head and have a video taken of me doing that, I bet you FWC contacts me. If I get caught feeding a manatee water or lettuce or something, I guarantee you a fine will come. But it's okay to build a bridge over the area where they're nationally protected. So, you know, it's really disappointing and it's really sad. I mean, I want to see my kids be able to enjoy this area. I mean, I was a port rat for years and years and years growing up. I worked inside this port at two different tackle shops. I worked at a seafood processing plant in the port here too. So this area here is like my backyard. And to watch the buffoonery.
How often would the rails be going through in the early mornings, the evenings? We're looking at noise. I think it does come through.
It's not determined yet. Our hope would be it's during normal business hours during the day. It would not be nighttime. I can't make that promise because we don't know what the volumes are to go with that rail.
Because if you come towards the Cars Park, you've got a community going through there.
Excuse me, I couldn't hear her question.
I said, if you do come through the Cars Park area, you're looking at a lot of communities that, you know, you could be 5 to 10 miles away from railroad and be disrupted. So if it changes to where it's gonna be late at night and early in the morning.
Through the Cars Park area, it's about 0.8 miles to the closest homes.
It's 1 mile from my house.
The proposed is that that would be a quiet crossing on the road to Cars Park, so there'd be no whistle.
The traffic of a train is not soundless.
I agree. Well, I can't tell you that there's no sound, but I also see that people line our beaches and applaud when rockets go up in our area.
That goes off.
Just like this is going to be this
If you stand 1 mile away from I-95 or you stand 1 mile away from 528, you'll also hear the noise coming from trucks.
So once every 3 months, we're gonna have a train go through. You mentioned a rocket going up and us celebrating it. So once every 3 months, a train will go through.
No.
That's what we celebrate, is once every 2 or 3 months, we celebrate a rocket. That is a very bad comparison.
One guy says one thing today, then the next guy contradicts that guy and says, no, that's not what we're going to do. It's just not good. I think they need to have a public meeting where the public can have longer than 3 minutes, because 3 minutes isn't enough time to do anything.
This is an informational meeting.
Is this a public forum or is this
This is an informational meeting so that
no public
men and women there will not be public comment and such. The Surface Transportation Board makes the decision in this process.
You voted for it. The 5 commissioners voted for it.
5 commissioners voted. 5 commissioners decided that it was worth looking at an environmental impact study. The
They should have looked at their constituents. Yeah. Why should it be 5 men deciding this?
We own the
Because
port.
you elected those 5 individuals. Okay, please, can we have a decorum for a meeting, please?
Haven't we seen enough train derailments in the last 6 months?
Can we have a
Really?
little decorum in the meeting?
They need to have a public meeting where people have longer than 3 minutes to be able to talk, and they need to be able to voice their opinions. The public of Brevard County, who elects those people, needs to have a say in what happens out here. It shouldn't be up to 5 guys to make up the decision of what the next cruise terminal is going to be or what the next cargo ship's going to be. I mean, we got like transformer looking things over there that you would see in a huge hub of a place like Charleston, South Carolina, or like Savannah, Georgia. Those were brought in here specifically for unloading cargo ships. So the motions are already in action. They're already planning for the trail, for the train trestle. They're already planning for all of that. It's not a matter of putting things on trucks and making that happen. You don't bring giant equipment in like that to put stuff on trucks. That's removing tons of cargo. That's removing shiploads of cargo, not for putting stuff on the back of tractor trailers. So, at the end of the day, those of us that come out to these meetings and we want to talk to the folks, and I can't give enough shout out to Alex Gorichki for everything that he's done to try and help us out and organize and come up here and show that we as a people are united on this front. It's not a matter of dollar signs to us. It's a matter of being able to, A, enjoy what we have, and B, try and protect what's left. So that's all I got now.